The State Transportation Commission has been studying pay-by-mile for 7 years, and just this afternoon they voted to recommend the state gradually get rid of the gas tax and replace it with a pay-by-mile system. Although today's vote is not the final say, it does weigh heavy on the decision makers who are state lawmakers.
You want to tax us till we can't even breathe anymore.
People opposed to the state implementing a road usage charge got emotional in front of the Washington State Transportation Commission today.
You want to tax my driving and my family now on a daily basis, to and from school, to and from football games, to and from soccer games.
I don't know how I'm going to afford to go to work. I mean, how do construction workers go to work? How do people that have to travel from economically depressed areas, like I said, how are they going to be able to afford it?
This Aberdeen woman says she drives 230 miles round trip every day to get to work. To her, a pay-by-mile system will threaten her family's livelihood. But supporters say a new system will be more reliable than the gas tax to pay for state transportation projects. With more fuel-efficient and electric cars on the roads, gas tax revenue is expected to decrease by 45% by 2035, according to the state's Transportation Commission.
With less gas sales comes less funding for our roads and transportation infrastructure. DNR is invested in this topic because our agency receives a portion of the gas tax through NOVA funding.
Agencies like the Department of Natural Resources to climate activists are supporting a road usage charge.
We are excited about what is being done to ensure we have long-term revenue for a transportation system that is climate friendly.
Leah Missick with Climate Solutions did, however, recommend fee differences based on the weight of a car and a lower rate for low-income people. But today, this Federal Way woman who says she is low income wants the whole thing scrapped.
This charge is going to add more and more money that I don't have, that it is hard for me to get because I'm also a disabled veteran.
She also said today's vote is bad timing, with King County and Seattle currently fighting against lower car tabs. And the man behind those lower car tabs had a mouthful for the commissioners.
The arrogance, the superiority, and the condescending attitude that today's vote for a pay-per-mile tax illustrates. At a time when the voters expressed their clear revulsion about the idea of higher vehicle taxes and fees,
at this point, it's really too early to talk about an exact fee per mile. Again, the recommendation is to do this all very slowly. We are talking about a decade or more to fully transition. Commissioners also say no one will be double taxed, as in they won't have to pay gas tax in addition to pay by mile if the transition does happen. But as you heard, there are plenty of people opposed to the idea. It is certainly controversial, and I can tell you from experience, when you have a system so drastically different from what we are doing right now, the legislature will not be making any sweeping decisions quickly, certainly not in just a 60-day session coming up next year. Jamie, Brian?
All right, Hannah, thank you. In other news tonight,